Okay guys, one more video. This one is on the steering gear isolators. So on this car, the steering gear isolators are made from rubber and metal. So these are the old isolators here. There's one of them. There's 3 of them on the steering gear. I replaced them with a solid one. The key to get it done, number 1 is taking off the splash shield. Now this is with the splash shield on, but that's the splash shield inside the wheel well. Take that off to get to the last bolt. So you'll see here there's 2 shiny bolts. Those are the new ones I put in. There's a 3rd one that's underneath the splash shield. So you need to take that off to get in there. The second thing is once you get in to the car to get the isolators off, I used a pair of vice grips like this. These are the curved ones, pretty big jaw. The aft isolator and the lower front isolator aren't that hard to get off. Need some PB blaster and put those vice grips on it pretty tight. I did use a little bit of leverage, so I used a bar on the end of the vice grips to get those 2 off. The upper one was actually pretty hard. The problem with the upper one is that the isolator is so large that when you put the vice grips on it, you're actually touching a part of the steering gear box itself. So really the vice grips can't move because they're touching the steering box at the front and the back. So I had to kind of go in an angle and get those out. So the last thing I'll show you is kind of what it looks like in there with the new ones on. So if you see, there we go, shiny. Those are the 2 lower ones, and then the upper one is there. So I'll point to it real quick. So that's the lower one, and the upper one is a little bit further up there. Okay, so that's really what needs to be done. The vice grips were key, and that upper one was just a pain in the neck because the jaws are actually hitting the steering box itself. So get things at kind of an angle, get that bar on there, and crank it off. Once you get it off, you're home free. Set the other ones on there, get it kind of lined up. Everything I left linked up. I didn't take anything apart for the steering box. I did turn the steering wheel a little bit to basically move the box away from the isolator so I could get the old isolators off. Because as you unscrew them, you need a little more room. So then when that was done, with the new ones in there, I turned the steering wheel back, just maybe a 1/4 of a turn to bring everything back in line, and then everything's cinched up when I tighten on the bolts. Alright, that's it for this week. See ya. Bye.